snack. Me and you gonna have a little chat about books. Hi guys! So I am here today to do my September TBR and also my BookBuddyAthon TBR because there is a read-along from the 7th to the 13th of September it is happening, and it's called the BookBuddyAthon, and it's being organised by Eleanor and Sam, who are from Eleanor Reads Books and Cold Tea and Crumbs, so I'll put links to both of their channels down below, and also Eleanor's announcement video where I heard about it. It sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. Basically, the general premise is that you team up with someone else who likes books. They can be a booktuber, they can be a friend, they can be a family member, they can be a real life person who likes books, or someone you know through the internet. It's whatever you like, basically someone who likes books. And there are 5 challenges which you have to try and achieve with this book buddy. So I'm going to tell you what my choices were for the 5 challenges first, and those are going to be the books that I'm planning to read in that week, and then everything else I'm just going to read whenever outside of that readathon. Maybe if I get really great in the readathon I'll read some of them too, but we'll see how it goes. So my booktube buddy who I'm going to be teaming up with is Mercedes from Mercy's Bookish Musings. You guys know that Mercedes and I also do a lot of buddy reads anyway, and we're great friends, so it's going to be awesome to do a little buddy readathon with her and actually see how we both get on. And yeah, we're really excited. She should have her TBR up sometime very soon, and I'll put a link to it whenever she puts that up as well. Yeah, we're very excited. So I'm going to tell you guys the challenges and my choices, and then I'm going to tell you guys the rest of my TBR. Challenge number 1 is to choose 3 books and get your buddy to choose one of them for you to read. And so I did that. I had a few choices and I let Mercedes choose which one I should read. I offered her the second one in the Miles Cameron series, The Fell Sword, and Beyond the Shadows, which is the 3rd one in the Brent Weeks series, and I also put in The Expedition to the Mountains of the Moon, which is the 3rd one in the Burton and Swinburne series by Mark Hodder. And this is the one that she chose for me to be reading, so I'm very excited because, as you guys know, I read the 2nd one last month and I read Spring Hill Jack a little while ago, and I love both of them, and I read the 2nd one in a readathon actually, so I think this will be doable. They're just really fun, really wacky, really bizarre, and I really enjoy them. They're so humorous. The British humour just comes through, and it's fantastic. It's a kind of steampunk sci-fi fiction, fantasy, historical fiction, all rolled into one. It's just so many different elements, but it's done really well, and I cannot recommend this series highly enough to you. I've loved the first 2. I'm certain I'm going to really love the next few. So Mercedes chose this one for me to read, and I'm very excited. The next challenge is to read a book with your buddy, which is going to be easy because, as you know, we have been reading the Robin Hobb books together, Mercedes, I and Sam. I can assume that we're probably going to be on The Dragon Keeper, which is book number 1 in the Rainwilds, by the time this readathon starts. We might even be on the 2nd, it depends how we feel, but probably we'll be on this one. It's the 1st one in the Rainwild series, and Mercedes and I both own it and are planning to read it together. It's beautiful, it's lovely, and I can't wait to read it because I'm sure it's going to be amazing. I've loved all of the Robin Hobb I've been reading recently. It's going to be really sad when I run out of Robin Hobb books, but I'm loving her at the moment, and I think that this will be fantastic, so I cannot wait to give it a go and to read and discuss it with Sam and Mercedes, so can't wait for that. The next challenge is to read a book with your buddy's favourite colour on, and Mercedes awkwardly chose grey, which for some reason seems like it's a hard colour for me to find, but I did find a book that I'm going to be reading which has grey on it, and that one is In Search of Lost Dragons by Eliane or Aylin, I'm not sure how you say it, Blackmore and Karine M. This is a massive book, but it's mostly pictures, as you guys can see. It's about this adventurer who goes on a journey around finding dragons and stuff, I believe, and there's a lot of illustrations that just look to die for beautiful, so I cannot wait to give this a go because I've had it on my shelf for a while and I've not read it yet, and I don't know why I've not read it yet, but it looks stunning. I'm sure it's going to be great, and I'm sure it'll be a great way to break up the readathon. It is a lot chunkier than a normal graphic novel because it's not really a graphic novel, it's kind of like a big illustrated book, but I'm really excited to check it out, and I'm hoping I'm going to really love it, so should be a lot of fun. Challenge number 4 is to read a book that your buddy gave 5 stars to, and Mercedes gave 5 stars to The Orenda by Joseph Bayden, which I believe is kind of focused on Canada and Canadian history, and it sounds really interesting. It's set in the 1640s, and it says, in the remote winter landscape, a brutal massacre and the kidnapping of a young Icarus girl violently reignites a deep rift between 2 tribes. The girl's captor, Bird, is one of the Huron nation's greatest warriors and statesmen. Years have passed since the murder of his family, and yet they are never far from his mind. In the girl, Snow Falls, he recognises the ghost of his lost daughter, but as he fights for her heart and allegiance, small battles erupt into bigger wars as both tribes face a new, more dangerous threat from afar. And she told me that it was a pretty brutal book, like quite graphic, brutal scenes and stuff. So I'm excited. I'm going to give it a go. And then challenge number 5 is to read a book that you want to just because. And so for this one I chose Skin by Ilka Tamki. This one is a book that I got sent by Hot Escape. I believe it came out at the beginning of August. And it's stunning, I think you'll all agree, and they sent me The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet and Smile is Fair and The Hunter's Kind, and I've loved all of them, so I'm sure I'm going to enjoy this. Hopefully I will love it, but we'll see, and I'm going to be reading this one as well as part of the readathon. It's set in Britain in AD 43. For the people of Caercad, skin is their totem, their greeting, their identity. Alia does not have a skin. Abandoned at birth, she is an outsider in her own village, forbidden from learning and marriage. Despite this, she grows up an intelligent and brave young woman, one for whom the mothers, the tribal ancestors, have chosen a higher destiny. With a dark threat growing on the horizon, the aggressive expansion of the Roman Empire, Alia must embark on an unsanctioned journey to protect her people and their pagan way of life from the most terrifying threat they have ever faced. Set in Iron Age Britain, so that's something I've not read about before. I'm sure it's going to be fabulous. I cannot wait to try it out. And yeah, I'm sure it's going to be great. So that is my final pick for the BookBuddyAthon. BookBuddyAthon. I'm super excited. Thank you to Eleanor and Sam for arranging it, and I'm sure it's going to be fantastic. So if you guys want to take part, or if you are taking part, link me to your videos, let me know what you're reading, let me know if you've heard of the readathon. If not, go and check out her video because she describes it a little bit better than I do, probably. But yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a really chilled, really fun read along, and I cannot wait to try it all out. So now we're going to be moving quickly on to the rest of the books that I'm planning for September. Hopefully I'll be able to get through all of these. Probably I won't, so we'll see how it goes. So first I'm going to show you guys some of the books that I'm currently reading. I'm currently halfway or more than halfway through. I am still about a third of the way through Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. Having a hard time with this because there is a lot of other books that I'm really enjoying, and when I read this I really enjoy it, but it's a little bit slower moving than some of the others, so it takes me longer to get into it and get back into the world. So I'm hoping I can get further through this. I don't think I'm going to finish it. We'll see. Maybe. I'm also currently reading Seveneves by Neal Stephenson, and it's my first Neal Stephenson. I am enjoying it. I am, again, about 30% of the way through, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to finish this one up for sure, seeing as I also have, like, the Dinosaur Lords on my TBR. So basically the Seveneves book is the book that I was reading for last month in my Goodreads group that I run. The one that we're planning to read this month is The Dinosaur Lords by Victor Milan. Also that one is on my TBR. Hopefully I'll be able to get through both of them this month because I'm running a bit late and I'm running a bit behind on my Goodreads group, but I'm loving all the discussions that are happening there, and if you guys want to come over and join us for that, then you're more than welcome to join the group and have some discussion going on because it should be a lot of fun and very exciting. I cannot wait to read The Dinosaur Lords because I've heard very mixed things about it. I want to form my own opinion, and dinosaurs does sound pretty cool in a fantasy book, so I'm excited. So we'll see how it goes. The next one that I'm reading is Slammerkin by Emma Donoghue. I am about 3/4 of the way through this, or more than that even, like 80%, so I should finish this one today. So this one will definitely get done this month because I'm really enjoying it and it's a lot of fun. And it's a historical fiction about a girl called Mary who has to kind of find her way in the world in London in the 1700s. I am also reading book number 14 in Wheel of Time, which is A Memory of Light. This is by Robert Jordon and Brandon Sanderson. It is the last book in the Wheel of Time series, and I'm about 100 and something pages in. There's about 1,000 pages, so it's a pretty long way to go still, but I'm loving what I've read and I'm sure it's going to be fabulous. I cannot wait to finish this up. Should definitely happen in September because I'm really, really loving what I've already read and I'm sure it's going to be so wonderful. I've heard so many good things about this last book and I cannot wait. I am also currently reading Cinder by Marissa Meyer, which is book number 1 in the Lunar Chronicles. I'm really enjoying it so far. It's very easy to get through and there's some cool ideas, and it's a retelling of Cinderella in some sort of sci-fi futuristic world where cyborgs are kind of commonplace and things like that. I'm enjoying it a lot. Definitely looking forward to finishing that one up this month. And on to Cress. Cress is our pick for the BookTube SFF Awards. It was nominated for the YA award, so definitely looking forward to reading the first two and then getting on to the one that is actually nominated. So that is my mission for the month. I will be reading Cinder and then Scarlet and then Cress, which are the first 3 in the series. I am also reading The Little Stranger by Sarah Waters. This one is a buddy read that I am a bit behind on. I'm only 8 pages in at the moment, but I'm really enjoying what I have read, and it's my first Sarah Waters, so I'm hoping that I'm going to really enjoy it, because I do also own Fingersmith by her, and I know that she's one of Mercedes and many other people's favourite authors. So very, very enjoyable writing style so far, but I wanted to finish Slamakin before I got into this, because they're kind of both historical fiction, and I want to keep them straight in my head and not get them confused. So now onto some buddy reads that I have planned. I am planning to read Ruin by John Gwynne, which is book number 3 in the Faithful and the Fallen series, and I've read the first 2 and really enjoyed both of them. I gave the first 4 stars and the second 5, so I'm hoping to love this. It is a chunky book, but I think it's going to be really, really good. I'm planning to read this with Michael from Bitten by a Radioactive Book, so it should be a lot of fun because we read the first 2 together as well. So can't wait to give this one a go and hopefully love it as much as I love the other ones. It is chunky, but it's very readable, so I'm sure it'll be doable. Then I'm also planning to read The 13.5 Lives of Captain Bluebear, a novel which is by Walter Moers, and I'm planning to read this one with Eleanor from Eleanor Reads Books. Should be interesting. It looks like it's illustrated as well. Yeah, it's got some like crazy stuff going on the pages. Like there's illustrations, and there's also just some crazy things, and like the text and stuff is laid out in interesting ways. So it seems like it'll probably be quite readable, even though it is quite a big book. It also sounds like it's quite satirical and funny, so I'm hoping that is the case and I can get through this one pretty quickly. Some mini pirates find a baby bear with a blue fur inside a walnut shell floating on the ocean towards a giant whirlpool. They rescue him and teach him about knots and waves and the good white lie that is often considerably more exciting than the truth. Then, when he outgrows their ship to such extent that he is in danger of sinking it, they abandon him on an island with a bottle of seaweed juice and a loaf of seaweed bread. Thus, Bluebear comes to an end of his first life and embarks upon his second. And so it just sounds like it's going to be really fun and entertaining, and I can't wait to try it out. I'm also planning to get further through Mage's Blood, which I think you guys might remember I started this a while ago with James, and we were really enjoying it, but we had to put a break on it because we just both got into a bit of a reading slump moment, or we were reading other things and they took priority. So I'm planning to pick this one back up again from where I left off and read it with James again, and also with Will. He's got a blog and it's called My Bookish Empire, so I'll put a link to that below as well, but I'll put a link to James's channel too. This one was very interesting when we began it. It did seem to have some interesting ideas and some sort of very unique ideas, so I can't wait to get back into the world and finish this one up. And then the final one that I would really love to get done, but we'll see how it goes, is Reaper's Gale by Stephen Erikson. This one is 1,250 odd pages or something like that. Something stupid like that. It's long, it's really, really long, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through all of it, but I'm definitely going to persevere and try and get through most, if not all, of this book this month, because it is for my Goodreads group, and I was really enjoying the series, so I'm hoping I'm going to continue to really enjoy it with this one. And then finally I have 3 other books, 2 of which I was sent by publishers, and 1 that I bought myself that I would love to read, so we'll see if I get these ones in or not. Thought I would show you them anyway. The first one is Sorcerer to the Crown, which is by Zen Cho. This book was very, very kindly sent to me by Pan Macmillan, and they are lovely people who agreed to send this to me after I asked them for it, because it is kind of similar to Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell from what I understand, but it focuses on a female magician as well as male, and it sounds like it's just going to be really, really interesting. The author is Mongolian, I believe, which could be a really cool twist. I don't know if there's any influence of that in there, but it sounds like it's just going to be really, really wonderful and whimsical and magical, and we all know that magic is great, so I can't wait to try it out. And also it's her debut book, so I'm hoping to really, really love it. We will see. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And this one, I believe, comes out on the 10th of September, so it's not out yet, but you can pick it up sometime very soon if you guys are interested. The next one I was sent very kindly by Two Roads, and this is Church of Marvels, which is by Leslie Parry. I am so excited about this because I know that Mercedes and someone else, I think it was Ange, read this a while ago, and I think they really, really enjoyed it, so I'm very excited about it. The cover, again, is very, very beautiful, and just the book generally is quite short and it sounds very whimsical. It's a beautifully written tale with twists and turns I didn't see coming. I love the circus seaside atmosphere mingled with the grit of turn-of-the-century New York, and the large cast of characters possess such spirit to survive in terrible circumstances. Sounds like it's going to be a good one, and yeah. It says Irresistible by Emma Donoghue, who is the one who wrote Slamakin, which I'm reading right now and really loving. And it also says A Triumph by Jessie Burton, who is the author of The Miniaturist. So if you like either of those authors, they seem to like this book. Maybe you want to check it out. I think this one's already out, so you guys can do that. And the final one that I have is The Watchmaker of Filigree Street, which is by Natasha Pulley. I bought this one myself, so I didn't get sent it, but it just sounds very, very cool, and the cover is very beautiful with this lovely little map that is in the front cover of that. I don't know how well you guys can see it, but it's a map of London, and it's just very beautiful. It says, in 1883, Nathaniel Stephenson returns to his tiny flat to find a gold pocket watch on his pillow, but he has worse fears than generous burglars. He is a telegraphist at the Home Office, which has just received a threat for what could be the largest-scale Fenian bombing in history. When the watch saves Nathaniel's life from a blast that destroys Scotland Yard, he goes in search of its maker, Keita Mori, a kind, lonely immigrant who sweeps him into a new world of clockwork and music. Although Mori seems harmless at first, a chain of unexpected slips proves that he must be hiding something. So it sounds like pretty cool adventure, mystery type story. And I love the cover of this. I think it is so beautiful, very, very gorgeous. It's also got an octopus on it, which I don't know what that is in reference to, but I like it. I like it. Those are all of the books that I'm going to try and read this month. I do not know how well it's going to go. I might get through them all, I might get through none of them, so we'll see, because I'm moving up to uni in September, and it's my birthday in September, so there's a lot of things going on, and it's a readathon, so it could go either way. Fingers crossed I'll be able to read a lot of stuff. I'm hoping I can, because I really want to read all of these books I've shown you guys. If there are any that you know any more about or that you're really interested in, then leave me comments below letting me know. If there are any that you've read and really hated, let me know that as well, because I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you guys all for watching. Tell me if you're going to participate in the BookBuddyAthon, and I will see you all again soon in another video. Bye! Me and you gonna have a little chat about books.